Computer Science 150, Introduction to Computer Science, Conditional Statements, Part 1. This begins our little discussion on conditional statements and control structures in general. So this will be a pretty short one, and we'll get into more of the nuts and bolts as we progress through this module. So there are different ways of going through a program. One way to go through a program is to do things in sequence. Do statement A followed by statement B followed by statement C, etc. We can also go through, and at certain points we can do selective execution or make a branch or a choice. So if it is raining, do one thing, otherwise do something else. We can also go through and do things repetitively, that is looping. So, while there are still numbers left to add up, keep adding them up. And last but not least, by calling a function, we're going to get into how functions work in terms of flow of control, but we've already used them in some effect, and we've used them as kind of a sequential statement, but they're actually a little bit more complex than that. And we'll get into that and see how the magic works. We've already seen how a program can proceed in sequence. So today we're going to look at these conditional or branching statements. So there are different types of control structures and ways of getting through the program. One is doing things sequentially. In order, you have a series of in statements. You do 1, 2, 3, all the way up to n, and then you finish the program. Another way of doing control through a program, or the flow through a program, is to have a selection type of control structure. This is, for example, an if statement. So if it is raining, do one thing, that would be statement 1. Otherwise, if that's false, do statement 2. And then after that's done, we continue on with the program. And then last but not least is the repetition. So while there are still numbers left to add up, that's true. Continue adding those numbers up. And once you're done with the numbers that you need to add up, this becomes false, and you proceed through the rest of the program. So an expression that evaluates to true or false is called a logical expression. 8 is greater than 3. That one evaluates to false. It is raining is sometimes true, sometimes false, depends on the day. In Hilo, that's frequently true, particularly in the winter. In C++, we usually make these with relational operators, and the relational operators are pictured here. There's equal to, which is 2 equal signs, and this one's important, especially because people a lot of times use just a single equal sign, but that's assignment. So if you're making a comparison, use the double equals. Exclamation mark equal is not equal to, and then the less than equal, greater than, and greater than equal are relational operators. So there are some more, but we'll get into those later. So here's an example with the relational operators. 8 is less than 15. That's true. 6 is not equal to 6. That's false. 2.5 greater than 5.8. That one's false. 5.9 is less than 7.5. That one would evaluate to true. And 10 is less than or equal to 7. 7 is less than or equal to 10.4. That would also evaluate to true. So you can use relational operators with all the basic types. And it's really important to be careful with characters, since the results depend on the collating sequence of the encoding. So we can use the first type of control structure called an if statement, and it's used for one-way selection, and it's executed if the value of the expression is true. And we don't do anything or bypass it if the value is false, and the program goes to the next statement. So, if I was grading the exams and I had a little program, if the score is greater than 90, it would write great job. And hopefully that's the case. And then if it was less than 90, it wouldn't do anything. But this is an example of one-way selection. We're going to get into multi-way selection in subsequent presentations in this module, but this will be enough for today. So thanks so much for watching.